Hi everyone. Today I'm going to make sort of a video that's a little bit different than the ones I usually make. This is going to be sort of a case study slash question that I received from a parent about their teenage child and their, the path that they might be best suited for. So I'm just going to sort of walk through my process, how I do this, and also, um, um, also sort of my conclusions and impressions from this person's chart. So I ran it first in a software that's called Astro Gold. No affiliations, just I use this because I like it. It's a paid software, but it's hardly like it's 10 or 20 bucks and you buy it one time, not a subscription thing. And it has many different methods too. So in this method, I have pulled up his chart, the boy's chart, as a in Lahiri system and using whole sign. Usually I use a tropical with Coke system houses. However, since this person may be based in India and is more follows the sidereal system, that's why I've kept this part on the sidereal one so that they don't just go, whoa, like how did my sign change and whatnot. But I don't actually use much of the signs and stuff. I use more of the nakshatras and the houses. That's it. And so that's why this is sort of sufficient in the sense of like telling me, okay, so like Mars is in the 12th, right, at that particular degree. Because I use degrees, I use nakshatras, and I use the houses in the sense of like, how the sky looked, okay? So this basically gives me like a quick, okay, here's what's going on kind of a situation. It tells me like the moon, for example, is, what is it? It is, so the full moon happened over here somewhere. So, because, it's Pisces there, so the moon would be like in Aquarius. Moon is in Pisces, sun is in Pisces, so moon would be in Virgo 8 degrees when it was a full moon, and his moon is 15 degrees Virgo. So that was like just after the full moon. So that's probably like Pratipada Tithi. And Pratipada, the people who like, I'm saying like people, but it's like from a quote unquote, because you can't see me say quote unquote, personality astrology standpoint, that's like an Aries person, who like an initiator energy, and they need more of the completion energy because they will start something enthusiastically, but then, like whether it finishes or not is a different matter. But also, and that's not, again, like I'm saying, I'm prefacing that, but that's not to say that this person will not, because like if you see this one, okay, here, this was, whoa, this was brilliant. This is why I seriously wanted to make this video of this, like almost as a case study. This is brilliant. This point, this degree right here. And also, if you know, Pluto is going over this area right now. Pluto is going over this area. Over the next 20 years, Pluto will go over this whole thing, you see. So Pluto is right now over here, over the Neptune. Pluto just went over the Chiron. I don't know if they had any kind of health stuff, allergy type things. But now Pluto is going over there. Neptune really making them very fuzzy and all that. And then Pluto is going over the North Node, like messing with their, like, where should I go? It's messing with their brain's navigation system. It's going to do a complete transformation of how they think. Going to do a complete transformation of like their relationships if they come across one sort of in the next in the next 10 years or so. They may have a massive like relationship-y kind of a change, or like a big change. And this whole jam is going to happen from like now, literally, because it was like mid-February, all the way from here, mid-Feb, all the way till, I want to say, 2054. So it's like Shiva is going and going bam, 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 bam through all of this and converting sort of Rudra into Shiva, okay? That's what's happening here with this person. And that is just brilliant. I'm saying brilliant because it's like there's so much potential here, especially with that North Node being at that particular degree, which is an Abhijit degree. Okay, so I saw that and I was like, whoa, okay, like parent, please do not be afraid for this child. Just guide this child, help this child out. Like, just guide and be there. Just be there because this kid is going to do something awesome. Now, here you see this Jupiter. Like this is where, and Jupiter is in its own sign of Sagittarius. So even though like, some people may say like, oh, Jupiter is not, I mean, Jupiter is like quote unquote debilitated and whatever, Capricorn, Aquarius and all that. But no, just like if someone says that, you just like say, okay, thanks for your feedback and bye bye. But but this Jupiter here, right, is in a really good degree, in a really good. Now I get it. Okay, you may say, hey, it's in the 6th house, like, oh my gosh, lots of enemies. Well, you have to look at the big picture. It's not. Just lots of enemies. It's like who gets lots of opponents, people who have a lot of fame, people who have a lot of okay, I'll just pick on Elon Musk for example. Like there are people who hate him, there are people who love him, right? But why do so many people go after him? Because he actually is something. If he was a nothing person, nobody would give a shit, right? They'd just be like, yeah, whatever. And they'd just move on. So that's why. But this also means that the teacher, this person who's going to guide this boy is significant for his transformation, okay? And the other thing, see this Mars in the 12th house there? In a very, very key degree. This person, there's this karma of like solitude and solitary kind of. I'm saying solitary because I know like some people when you hear like, oh, solitary, they think, oh, solitary confinement. Yeah, actually. And so this can be used both negative and positive. It just depends. What does it depend on? It depends on, you see this decile that's making here? This one is 108 degrees between this one and this one, okay? Where they get invested, that is what will make the difference. And this one right here, this Uranus right here, it's so why am and it's the 8th house 12th house thing, right, which are all like what people like get freaked out about, these two houses. But please do not get freaked out. This is also an area of massive gains, foreign travel, crypto, hidden things, wealth from hidden sources, and wealth as long as you remain in the background pulling the strings. Like, don't come out about it. As long as you don't come out about it, you are going to go, like, you're going to, like, what's the word? You're going to soar. You're going to, like, really bloom and blossom as long as you stay hidden, which is sort of why I have this whole thing. I'm like so territorial about the anonymity about this, because this anonymity, this is a thing where you must remain anonymous as much as possible for your own success. Now here, right here, you see this one. This is Lilith. Now this one, it's at the Mula degree, right? So this is where, like, you know, your sort of roots and all. So what I say is, once this person becomes super famous and all that, or even if their parent wants to do this for them on their behalf, they must create some sort of like a foundation or some sort of like a, again, anonymous, because it's also linked up there, right? Some sort of like a anonymous foundation for charity, this and that, where they are not getting all the, like, you know, you don't go cut the ribbon and all that, but it's there. And that will bring you like extreme success, okay? And now this is the thing where this child needs to focus on right now, in this moment. This kid needs to really pay attention to their like food habits, food things, food related things. If they bring some discipline, real discipline into what they eat, when they eat, how often they eat, the type of things they eat. Try to do like eat pure things. Maybe maybe do like maybe do like a yogurt fast for like 21 days. Only eat yogurt and pure water that is like pure water that is like supercharged in silverized containers, or like silverized water is what I call it. Like you just put water in a silver container and you only drink water from that container, and you only eat yogurt, and do it for like whatever, as many, I mean, with yogurt you'll get enough what do you say, you'll get enough protein, and the lactose from the milk will give you enough sugar. So if you and do it for as long as you can stand, like I won't say like 20 days or 40 days or whatever, like, and you pass out at day 10, like, no, I wouldn't say that. But like just do some sort of a yogurt fast, even if it's like for 1 day or 1 day a week or something. But anyways, this kid needs to bring about some discipline in the eating thing. Like first do like a full cleanse, remove everything, just do yogurt, and then later on do like be more disciplined and like eat on time, all that, like just very structured eating. Okay, so what I tend to do is, so I give an eyeball like this on the chart in Astro Gold. Okay, then what do? Then I just I print out all their charts in like a different system. I do like the D1, the D. So in this case, I did the D1, the D. I forgot whether this is, because I removed all the data on it, so I don't even know whether it's a D4 or a D10. But anyways, what I did was I think this may be a D4 actually from the positions. Yeah, so I did a D1, D4 and D10. That's what I did. And I don't know which of these two is the D4 and D10. So I did that, and I studied these three in the same way as I did the other one. I won't go into details because I don't think the person who asked the question is an astrology student. I think they want to know about their child, right? So I do that, is my second process, and I study it in the same way that I studied the main chart. Then I also, this is a very simple free software that you can pull it up actually even this one is free. Astro Seek, I think it's called. I forgot what it's called. Even I have it saved as a bookmark, and now I forgot what it's called. This one is free also. It's this Panchang.com, and all I did here was I pulled up the Panchang for the day, for when the whole day, okay, not just the time, though the kid is born around afternoon time. So because I just want to know like their Panchang essentially. And like I said, Pratipada, that's like the very initiator energy. Moon is in Hasta, which means this person has the power and the capability to bring things into their own hands. Also, but the shadow side of the Hasta is that they will have this sort of like, they can be prone to getting very depressed if things don't happen very quickly in their own hands. And that is because of this thing. So it's like, hey, I want to take the reins and take control, but I want it to happen now. And things don't just happen right now. Everything has its own time, right? So that is where like the issue sort of is happening. But the Hasta thing has a lot of potential there on so many different realms. And this is where also there's some specific things that I want to advise the spirit on. Now, that's the other thing. So I pull up the Panchang, I pull up the D, the D4, the D10. Why the D4 and the D10? The D4 and the D10, the D10 is, of course, their career, and the question was specific to the career. But D10, D10 is the career stuff. D4 is what actually solidifies in the real world. Okay, so now I may say that, what is that, the 108 degrees angle? That one is, that one makes the, that one has a lot of sort of what the possibilities are, but the D4 tells you what possibilities actually actuate on the planet, what becomes real. So that's why I pull up those. Anyways, so then, and then I pull up this other, it's also a free software. It is called Stellarium is the software. You just go in any browser. I think it only doesn't work on a Mac, or maybe it does. I don't know. But this is just a normal like Chrome browser or whatever. And I pull up. I've of course right now I made it full screen. It's not that hard to do. It's just this button right here. You make it full screen. And I've only done that for like my own privacy because I have like 20,000 browsers open at any given point of time. And all I do is I enter, and I won't go there. I enter the date of birth. So what you do is you can put in and I'm going to have to change the time there because the time went forward. Because what I do is I just go to the main. I just go to the day. You can enter the day over here on the right hand side, and I'm not going to show the date of this child, but you enter the date over there. By default it goes into real time, okay, the actual like right now what's going on, and then you put in your location on that side, and so I'll keep those two parameters confidential, and then here you go. So now you go. So what I like to do is, so that's the landscape, that's night mode. I don't know why I do that, but whatever. That's the grid lines if you want to see like how, where the equatorial grid is going, and that's the azimuthal grid. Okay, the north-south poles, and you can see that too. That there are many reasons why you would do that if you want to do that, to see if something's over the beams, under the beams, all that stuff. And this is like with a landscape, without landscape. So what I like to do first, okay, I like to remove the constellation art, and I want to remove the atmosphere so I can get a clear picture. And I'll remove the constellations also, because all I want to do at the get-go, when I pull up a person's chart, I just like to see what the sky was doing. Okay, now of course I've done this is the wrong way in a sense, because east, the west, the like in terms of like, oh, where's your career, where's your, like, you see, if I put this the proper way, you will see it will look exactly like it looked on the proper chart, the other chart, on my Astro Gold. Because like what will happen is, you see over there, you see how like sun is underneath in the 8th house, because it's underneath, it's under the it's underneath, it's not or like, it's not underneath, what's the word, it's like hidden, it's like, it's not quite there. Now, of course, I'm spinning it. That's why everything is visible like this. But this is what I like to do when I get a birth info, especially something as fascinating as this. So, like now you see it is not in the places where it should be. Like this is like in the 2nd house. That's like 1st house, 2nd house. So the way to read this, if you're an astrologer, is that's the 1st house. Right? West, wherever you see the letter W, that's the 1st house. That's the 7th house, 6th house. South is the 4th house, the underworld of the person. And this side, the north, north, but more like the main, like, this stuff, hang on, I gotta reset it. I'm gonna look for that Pluto, and that'll do it. That'll reset the thing to be without me putting in the date of birth again. Okay, so here we go. So now this shows you the sky, and what I just like to do is I just like to look at it from a, oh God, Pluto, come on, Pluto, whoa, okay, I zoomed in too far. Okay, let's go to the moon then. Moon. There we go. Okay. So, now what I like to do is I just like to look at the sky like this and to see where stuff is at, or what big stars are showing up, And you'll see even again over here, you will see how prominent the Vega is, and the Arcturus right there. and you will see right next to the moon, you will see Spica. Okay? And there, okay, there's Altair, there's, this was all those, those, what I was saying about like the very powerful things that are going to happen are all here. And you see, on their normal chart, you will just see, oh, Jupiter 6th house, oh my God, lots of enemies. But no, forget that. Like, look at the actual sky, okay? And that's why I like this software so much, because you can actually look at the sky. And when you see the sky, you can understand the influence that this teacher is going to have on their success, right? This is why I'm saying that. Now, here's another thing. Okay, so Arcturus, what I know, like anecdotally, is that this, like whenever there's a massive influence of Arcturus, this person, there's it's not like necessarily that the person will become a a healer or a doctor necessarily, but in this person's case, right, there are a lot of indications of either like almost like either a doctor but in psychiatry. And this came about when I didn't print that chart, but like I looked at the person's D60, like past life stuff, and there was a lot of like Carl Jung. And I'm going to, I'll probably link up some videos of Carl Jung. He was a very, very famous and a brilliant psychiatrist from Switzerland. And there's a lot of like similar things in this boy's chart with Carl Jung. And so I definitely want this kid to look up Carl Jung, read his autobiography, memories. It's got, no, memories, dreams, and reflections, I think, is what his autobiography is called. Carl Jung's autobiography. It was like written, I mean, it was his autobiography, but it's like, I think, written and published or like re-edited or whatever by somebody else, because I think he allowed it to be published only after he died. Again, that whole like hidden thing of keeping anonymous your whole life. Also, Carl Jung, he kind of sort of did not know which way he wanted to go, but then he decided to go into psychiatry. If you think about that, what I said about the 12th house, the hidden things, and like kind of channeling that by maybe like, so either like a crypto asset manager doing very hidden things for like very hidden super wealthy people. So like there's one side is like crypto wealth type of a thing. The other side of the thing is also that that sort of forced isolation that working in a psychiatry hospital can bring about. But I know, like, in India at least, people have such a thing against psychiatry and all that, but I'm sorry, somebody's got to do it, and some of us enjoy doing it, and sometimes parents don't get that. They think like, oh, why would my kid want to go and sit in a prison? No, you know what, sometimes if that's your karma, no, and you don't do it like in the way like where you are going to sit there with prisoners and be like witness to their story, unfortunately, like sometimes that karma comes out in other ways where like then you have to do that anyways. So just, I mean, from a parent standpoint, just if that's the way the kid wants to go, right, let him go there, because that's his jam. Let him do it. Don't block him, don't stop him, help him out. And I understand that I get very stern when I say that, because I sincerely, I believe in that Khalil Gibran's quote, our children, they come from us, but they are not of us. And I say that even though I have my own children, and I understand that, like, that even with my own kids, when they want to do one path, while I'm saying, I think a different path would be better for you, I'm like, no, they come through you, but they're not of you. They come from you, but they don't belong to you. They're not your private property to say like, oh, you should do this. No, but so that's where, like, if this child gets drawn to Carl Jung's work and then goes into something where they want to work in like a psychiatry type of institution, working with addicts and working with like people who are so-called condemned, let them do it, because that is actually a very, very successful possibility there. The other thing is also, if they are very interested in doing like behind the scenes cryptography or asset management type of things, but very behind the scenes. I must emphasize the behind the scenes aspect. This person needs to do things in that behind the scene fashion, and because that's what will keep them. You see, even there, the Uranus right there, it's all sort of very like very under beams, very not hidden, but yeah, but very private, everything private. Okay, so, and you can see clearly here, if you see this, how prominent that Arcturus is, and also how prominent that that Spica, that Spica is, because it's like almost like, even though the moon is coming there, you know, I mean, the moon is technically, and here I will turn on the constellation art. Yeah, even though the moon is coming, turn off the atmosphere. Okay, even though the moon is so-called in Hasta, but you see how where it is in Hasta, it's almost by Spica. It's almost by that Chitra, like, and but so watch out for, like, you know, this. Make sure this kid gets enough sunlight. Yeah, lots of sunlight, and food routine. Make sure they like have them do like some sort of that yogurt fast, like I said, and read up on everything that you can possibly find about Carl Jung, and get a really good teacher. Okay, that's all I got. Thank you for listening. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. And oh, who's there near Saturn? Oh, brilliant. Oh, yeah. I forgot to say this. I saw it that time and then I forgot. Regulus is the heart of the lion. Where is my Regulus? There you go. Okay. Yeah. Okay, check this out, okay? So you see that Saturn right there? So Saturn and Regulus, which is Regulus is the heart of the lion, right? It's one of the fixed stars, one of the Arabic fixed stars, and then, but here's the important part. It's Magha. It's Magha's thing, you know, and Magha is ruled by the Pitris, and the Pitris. Who are the Pitris? The Pitris are our ancestors, right? So this kid maybe like look up, you know, I don't know, I'm not a Brahmin or anything, I don't know what the like the Pitri like processes are like for, you know, what you have to do. I think the father has to do something like that, or the grandfather, or like the oldest male in that household, like they pour water on the left hand and something, and they do something with a string. Sorry, I'm not being disrespectful, I'm just saying, like, just look up with a proper Hindu Brahmin, like what the procedures are. But like you offer water to the sun. I don't know whether a kid can do it, or the father or the oldest male in the household has to do that, like offer water to the sun every morning. But I think there's some rule where like the boy can't do it if the father is alive, that sort of thing. Like the oldest male of the family. So if this boy, if his father is there, the father should do it. If the grandfather should do it. Offer water to the sun every morning. If the boy does it, you know, going forward, like, or I mean, whatever the proper rules are, because of this thing, this Regulus is amazing. Like Regulus gives you so much. And you know what? There's an excellent video. It's by a gentleman. He's an astrologer. He is part of like these four guys. Four people. One is a lady named Eve. Then there's Dr. Aditya Kanholi, and then Dr. Sandeep Krishnan. I think I feel bad if I'm not saying his name properly, but he is a practicing astrologer, I think, in Kerala, and he made two excellent videos where he was being interviewed by Dr. Arjun Pai, and I will put the videos to those two videos. I'll put it in a comment or something, in a pinned comment, because he talks about like what the procedures are, and all the like the Pitri procedures, you know, and he talks about in many different cultures, which I personally really appreciated, because like he went into like but see, even we like in the Catholic community, like he talked about like South America and all. I don't know those ones because I'm not South American, I'm Indian, but like even in the Catholic community, we have our own, things that you should do for the ancestors. That, like, there's All Souls Day, there's All Saints Day, and the both of them go together, around the same time, right? And All Souls are actually for our ancestors. And like, people don't make a big thing about it, but it's a day of obligation. You go to church. It's a day of obligation means you must go to church on that day. There are many days where, like, you don't have to go, but you can go. But but that's like actually a very Pitri heavy day, and the nakshatra is always in Pitri that time. Like, it's crazy how even the Catholic Church follows nakshatras, and they just don't talk about it, but they actually follow it. So anyways, so Regulus, and look at it. Look at how brightly it's shining there. You see that? You see how bright Regulus is shining? My goodness, there's Regulus giving all his ancestral blessings to this boy. Yeah, you got to do something with this one. With do something for your ancestors. And I think I saw this sentence on that video, or this sentence of Dr. Sandeep Kanholi Krishnan. No, I forget. Sandeep Kanholi Krishnan. I don't know, but anyway. Oh no, Dr. Aditya Togi. So yeah, Dr. Sandeep Kanholi Krishnan is his name. He said this sentence that was really, really nice, that stuck in my head. He said that if you give the ancestors, whatever you offer the ancestors, right, they need that. But if you offer to the ancestors far more than they even want, then they have to take notice, and they have to, like, the gods have to, like, exponentialize those blessings and, like, slam it back to you. So yeah, but that sentence stuck with me. So yeah, there. And Regular is so close to your Saturn. You got to do that. That'd be really, really good for you. Okay, anyways, that's about all I have. And thank you for listening. And if you have any more questions, feel free to comment and let me know. Take care. Bye.